G'day chaps, I thought I would give you a little early review of Warhammer 2. Steam tells me I'm 7 hours into this game. Well, the other thing I want to do is just show you how absolutely bloody stunning this is, especially the siege battles. It is a beauty. This is an absolute beauty. And it is quite taxing on the GPU and CPU, and I'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah, I will talk through as much as I can. Let me tell you what I'm going to tell you first. That's always a good idea. I'm going to talk about the music and then the gameplay, troop sounds and movements, and then like my general kind of overall impression. Can I play this game or not? And then I'm going to talk about pricing and the next, what comes after this, I guess. Alright, so firstly let me just show you a little bit of these units and just how stunning they are. So I'm playing as the High Elves. I've got the setting on high. This is obviously running in 1080p, and like I said, it is quite taxing on the machine. So my GPU, the system is telling me it's running at 100%.
Our firepower is our strength.
So I may be dropping a couple of frames. Oh yeah, I am. So this is, I'm dropping frames because I'm running XSplit Rawcaster as well, so it's going to get real choppy for you. Oh well. If I zoom out like this, you see the frame rate improves, and then I zoom in and I lose some detail, so just bear with me on that front. Context on that is I had half of my RAM die, so I'm only running at 8 gigs of RAM instead of the 16 that I built this machine at, so there's a little bit of struggling, but at least you can hear me. Okay, on to the first thing. As you can probably hear, the biggest thing that has made the most impression on me is the quality of the music. And this, for me in particular, is very, very important, because one of my favorite games of the entire Total War series was Empire. And you know, this is partly my personal taste. I thought the music in Empire was absolutely wonderful. It was classical Baroque, which fit the period of the time. What you'll be hearing right now is the kind of war music, because we're obviously in battle. But when you're back out in the... Oh, let me just show you this, by the way. This is cool. And this is not new, but it's cool. I'll show you. Yeah, so with the music, when you are back into your campaign and things are all kind of relaxing, the music is lovely quality classical, and that for me is really quite important. And it also makes me beg the question, is this a game for the thinking man? Because I feel like that really is what Total War should be, and I'll kind of come back to that towards the end. Alright, secondly, gameplay. Gameplay, I haven't noticed, to be honest, any difference at all. It seems exactly the same as Warhammer 1, and take that simply as it is. I'm not really going to say much more on that. If you enjoyed Warhammer 1, you're going to enjoy this. It kind of fits the standard Total War mold, I guess you could call it now. Yeah, so it seems pretty similar. I have noticed that with the troops, the troop sounds and movements seem basically the same as Rome 2. So, you know, when they kind of call out archers and things like that, it's exactly the same as Rome 2. So that tells me that this is just yet another reskin of the same engine that they built for Rome 2. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, they've obviously not built a new engine that I can tell anyway. But as you can see, the graphics are really quite stunning. Now onto my kind of like overall impressions. Basically, I have no complaints about this game. I don't see any downsides so far. It is, like I said, taxing on the system, but obviously you can reduce the settings. That's completely up to you. I'm running it on high, just because I want to get as much as I can, and when I'm not recording a video like this, it performs beautifully. It does seem like a game that I could happily spend many hours with. Obviously it's early days, but yes, because there are no downsides, there don't seem to be any kind of flaws. They do seem to have improved the UI a bit too, so they've made it flow better, especially at the sort of campaign level. You don't have to go digging to find out the issues you need to solve at the end of each turn. It just makes it one click away. Very simple. Okay, what next? Yeah, I've covered how my system is struggling, but that's partly just because my system has a problem right now. Next thing is my opinion in terms of bias. So I did actually get a free code for this because I have the YouTube channel, but you just have to take this at face value. I don't really care. I never let the fact I've got a free code affect what I say about a game, even at release. If I thought this was shit, I would tell you straight up it's shit. And there are lots of games that I get free codes for, and every single game I'll go and have a look at the Steam reviews, and if it's below an 8, I won't even bother installing it. I won't even touch it. But this does seem very good, and the initial results on Steam also say that it's very good. So yeah. Now on to price. Personally, I would not pay the current price. So for me, on Steam, it's listed as $68 US. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'm not sure I would pay that, especially given the fact that it is so similar to Warhammer 1 in terms of gameplay. Obviously, they've added new factions and new stories, and they've expanded, so that kind of thing is separate. If you loved Warhammer 1, you're going to love this, I guess. But yeah, would I pay $68 for it? No, I wouldn't. I would personally put this at like the $30 US mark, 35, 40 maybe at a push. But I don't think it's worth any more than that. Bear in mind, of course, this early very high price is absolutely typical of the universal pricing strategy of big gaming companies. So, as I'm sure you're aware, Creative Assembly is now wholly owned by Sega. Sega is a major publishing house now, and Total War is one of their major revenue generators. So this, what you're looking at right here, is a cash cow, and they are going to milk it for everything they can, because they're releasing this as a business. So just bear in mind, the price will come down, guaranteed it will come down. It will take some time, but guaranteed the price will come down. So you know, if you want to get this game but wait and save some money, you can do what I did with Metal Gear Solid 5. So I thought the game was going to be great. I put it on my wish list, and I just waited. And waited till the price sort of dropped to half, and then bought it. Because this game is looking very popular, that's not going to happen for a while. So yeah, it's really up to you. Do you want to help them get more profit, or do you want to save a little bit yourself? It's really up to you. And then finally, what next? Okay, so they've done Warhammer 1, they've done Warhammer 2. What next? I do believe they've mentioned that the next game will be historical, and I really can't wait for that. I don't think they've said what kind of time period they're going to go for, but I really cannot wait for them to go back to the historical side of things, because I'm just not a fantasy person. It's just not my thing. I got into Total War largely because it had that historical aspect to it, and you know, this game is obviously polished. It's a beautiful game, and there really aren't any flaws. I just really hope that they take all of this technology and everything they've done and apply that to... I personally hope that they would do China, like the Civil War period of China, but I would be happy if they did any new, and that's important, new historical period, because I personally don't particularly like the fact that they rehash, you know, things they've done already. I understand it from a money point of view, you know, Rome 1, Rome 2, Medieval 1, Medieval 2, Warhammer 1, Warhammer 2. If they do a Warhammer 3, I mean, I'll just abandon the entire series, but I don't believe they're going to do that. But I'm just really hoping they don't do a Shogun 3 or something like that. That would just piss me off. And that's it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed this very quick review. Just bear in mind that I've only had 7 hours on it so far, but stay tuned to the channel. I will be streaming this, and I'm very tempted to do a proper gameplay series on this too, because it's that kind of game. I could definitely do this. So yeah, stay tuned, check me out on Twitter, and if you want to know what's coming next, make sure you have clicked that little notification button next to subscribe, because that means that you'll find out when I post stuff. That's it. Ciao for now, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Ciao.